along the way.
Andy Flanagan is the author of The Endless Battle, The Fall of Hong Kong and Canadian POWs in Imperial Japan. It is an account of the prisoner of war experience from his father, James Andrew Flanagan of Jacket River, who was taken prisoner in late 1941.
Dad used to tell these horrible stories, and on Christmas Day it was horrible at home because that's the day that he was captured. But he'd go through his archives and his materials, and he'd tell a story and he'd cry a bit. He always talked about it. It was his revenge, telling them what they actually did to him.
Flanagan spent 3 years and 8 months in captivity. This photo shows what he looked like near the end of it, weighing only 68 pounds.
By the time he got home, he said he was fattened up to 75 pounds.
A collection of Flanagan's documents and letters were on display today at the New Brunswick Military History Museum, along with artifacts from fellow POWs Bernard Duplessis of St. Stephen and Joseph Charles Furnett, who grew up near Campbellton. Nearly 100 letters and diary entries from Furnett were recently donated to the museum by his son Ed Furnett and daughter Mona Thornton.
They had very strict instructions as to how much my mom could write to him. He'd only be allowed to write 24 words. He was allowed to write back on occasion, but they had to be very careful what they said. They couldn't describe exactly where they were.
He was able to keep these diaries secret. So the fact that they survived this long, and they survived all through his captivity, is just incredible.
David Hughes is the museum's manager and says these artifacts are helping to provide insight into that trauma.
We're getting these items, in many cases, in the nick of time. We've transcribed handwritten letters into typewritten form so they can be more easily accessed by people.
And soon those letters will be available to read online from the museum's website, where they'll be posted. It will also be included in an expanded POW museum exhibit located at 5th Canadian Division Support Base, Gagetown. Katie.
Thank you so much, Nick. CTV's Nick Moore for us in Fredericton this evening.